You're listening to Slothcast with Theodore P. Sloth. Honest conversations with innovators building the future. Brought to you by Priority Software.
Welcome to Slothcast. I'm your host, Theodore P. Sloth. We may move slowly, but we think fast. Each episode, I talk with the business leaders and innovators shaping the future, exploring AI, digital transformation, and what it really takes to succeed in today's tech-driven world. Slothcast is brought to you by Priority Software, empowering businesses with cutting-edge ERP solutions for the modern economy. Today, I'll be interviewing Eyal Katz, CIO at Priority Software. Eyal started off his career as an entrepreneur and has 30 years of technological experience. He specializes in AI and IoT tech. Eyal, it's good to see you. Welcome to Slothcast.
I'm very happy to be here. Very excited for the interview. I think, again, this will show the abilities of AI because I'm actually talking to an AI figure. So really glad to be here, and I think it's going to be a cool experience for both of us.
So, Eyal, I'd like to get to know you better. Tell me a bit about your background. How did you get into entrepreneurship in the first place?
Well, for me, it actually came kind of easy because I started off like I wanted a motorcycle and my parents didn't agree. So I went to work in a motorcycle shop, got a motorcycle from there. Then I saw, okay, I know how to fix tools, I know how to fix engines. So I opened my own shop and started, fixing motorcycles and lawnmowers and stuff like that. And that got me into the business actually. And then I was kind of naive. And then I said, okay, I went into computers and I said, okay, let's try to find a project. And the first project I found was like this big food industry company. And they told me, okay, we want to do an EIS system that does this and that. And I said, okay, no problem. The moment I got out of the meeting, I was asking myself, what is the EIS?
This is exactly what I did when they asked me if I know how to host a podcast.
And then I found it's what we call the Executive Information System. And so I opened the book that I was supposed to program, for the programming language I was supposed to do it, learned it on the fly, and did the first project. And the CIO over there asked me how much it's going to cost. And I was like saying, I don't know, I guess about $1,500. And he was like putting his hand like this, so I couldn't see him smiling. He was going like, okay, no problem. Then I heard that it was kind of a tender and there were other competitors and each one was asking like for $10,000 for this POC. So again, I've done mistakes and it's mostly being naive. And I think, as I said before, that my lesson from this is, first of all, always say yes. This will open the opportunity for, for getting stuff done. And if you do it right, and I said, failure is not an option, then you're on a roll. You can do it, then you can do actually anything you want. I remember I was like 22 years old. I was coming to meet with, CEOs of companies, and everybody was looking at me like, who's this guy?
Trust me, I know the feeling.
And all my other friends were like in school starting from the bottom up, and I said, I'm looking for the shortcuts. And the only way to do it is by opening my own business. And this is how actually I got started.
Great. So you've been an entrepreneur for a long time. What's the hardest lesson entrepreneurship taught you, and how did it change your perspective on business?
Well, as you said, I've been doing it for a long time. I've kind of done it in reverse. So actually the day I started my adult life, I opened my own business. So I didn't have anything to compare to because I started, with the company. Just recently, I've become an employee. So I can tell from my experience, I think I can probably divide it to three things. One, I think always say yes. When you have a business opportunity, always say yes. And if you can, and later on, figure out the details. The second thing, I think, and again, it's very important, failure is not an option. You don't have a fallback position. So, you have to know that you have to succeed no matter what. And this is, I think, the drive that, brought me until I actually, built my own business and then was acquired by a Priority. And I think the third thing is you need good people.
Or sloths.
You need to rely on good people. Don't waste the time, but don't waste your time on people that, ask you all the time questions, having trouble with problems. They don't have the ability to, stretch out their limits and figure out and solve problems. I think this is very important. So people are the most thing, I think something that is a must. What it taught me about businesses. I don't think there's too much I can say because there's no secret sauce. I don't think one business is like as another, but I think try to solve the problems. Don't try to find a solution and try to push the solution. Go with the problem, solve the problem, and this will keep you going. To the next business, to the next project. This is the only way to succeed. Focused on the problem and not the solution.
So when you talk about problems in business, a lot of the problems have to do with the tools people are using. Many organizations are talking about digital transformation, but few succeed in actually doing it. From your experience, what separates successful initiatives from those that stall or fail?
Okay, so this is kind of a trick question because at the end of the day, I think a successful solution is when people adopt it and use it, and we're trying to augment it. I mean, trying to bring a solution to people that will help them, on the daily basis, help solve problems, and not try to replace them. So again, at the end of the day, it has to be, you have to work with the clients. You have to find something that works with and solve their problems, and be, let's say, and be very insightful on how you solve the problem with the person and not without a person. Not how to replace the person and how to augment the solution with the person. Then they will adopt it. They won't try to, they won't try to fail it. They won't try to tell you, okay, I'm doing a better job, or. So it has to be like a combination of as augmentation of how to take a problem, bring a solution, and do it with the people that are working with it.
Okay, so you need kind of employee buy-in when it comes to digital transformation. In your view, what's the next frontier of digital transformation?
Well, today everybody's doing AI. So of course it's AI, but how AI is going to impact. So I think the next frontier is going to be, until now, AI was more like an assistance. And now I think we're going through autonomous workflows, meaning that instead of like the person working for the system, the AI is supposed to work for the people.
Yeah, for me, it's a lifesaver.
So at the end of the day, if someone has a job to do and it can focus on the main job instead of figuring out how to work with multiple screens or multiple jobs or multiple things that he needs to do, if I can put in something autonomous that does the job for him, and you only need what we call human in the loop to solve problems or to raise a question when something goes wrong, I think then it's all about scale. So at the end of the day, the same people could do 10 times more because they have something that's running behind and does, let's say, all the heavy lifting.
So, as we said before, you were an entrepreneur for a long time, and now you're a CIO. CIOs often balance innovation with stability. How do you, in your role, decide when to take calculated risks versus when to double down on what already works?
So until now, I would say if it works, don't touch it. But the thing is, in the last few weeks, we can see this huge transformation that everything that works, again, is the kind of legacy way that things work, and we're still involved. So there's no balance actually now. It's not like I have this project and say, okay, I can automate it. I can now go to, make it work autonomously, and at the end of the day, I'll get the effect of, as I said, scale. So I think it's a problem of asking what will work or what not will work, because at the end of the day, we're like in this huge transformation, this AI transformation. So I think what I can say is it's just going to be go with the flow and start doing this transition, because at the end of the day, you're going to be much more efficient. Don't struggle with it. Go with the flow.
Throughout your career, you've seen how technology can reshape entire industries. What's one area of business where you think innovation is still lagging, and why?
Basically, you can see it in enterprise, because in enterprise, there are a lot of legacy, let's say, work, rules, and at the end of the day, it's all about people. And when you have people that are regular to do stuff the old way, they have to do this kind of switch of saying, okay, there's now this nodal AI that I need to trust. And the thing is, when I trust it, I can move forward. But the thing, people, they don't trust it. They don't think, or they're afraid. They're afraid it's going to replace them. So I think the biggest problem is with enterprise and with people that are still lagging behind because of they're afraid either they're going to be replaced or they're going to be, let's say, they're going to show that they're not efficient as the way they used to be before the AI.
Okay, so kind of going back to what you said about digital transformation, if you don't have employee buy-in, then it's really difficult to change enterprise or corporate culture. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. Now, I'd like to move on to something a bit more open-ended. What's an example of an emerging technology that excites you right now, and why?
Well, basically there are two technologies. One is robotics, that everything is like, because until now AI was solving the virtual world, but now we're leaning forward to transferring the jobs to the physical world. So instead of hard labor of in warehouses, in production, even on a daily basis, even in households, you can see now there's a huge emerging in robotics that and a huge gap leap that hasn't been done for years that is being happening now. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest game changers.
Sounds amazing.
The other thing is the concept of now that basically with AI, I can almost ask anything I can build a whole application or a whole service in days that usually would take, years. A team of 10 people for, 2 years can be done now like in, a few days with one people. So I think you're going to see a lot of new companies that are going to be a one-man show or 10-people company that could be $1 billion company that doing the same stuff that an enterprise was doing previously.
Great answer. And finally, what's one piece of advice you give to young founders or entrepreneurs inside larger organizations?
I think, first of all, you need to know your stuff. You have to be all the time looking for the cutting edge. This will give you, the ability to stand out. And as long as you stand out, I think you're in a good place. And of course, to give you the ability people will all the time come and ask for your advice. So if you keep, experiencing with the cutting edge tools and actually bringing them with new ideas and doing some transformation in your organization, this for sure will put you in the highlights, in the spotlights, wherever you go, even if you're like an employee or you're an entrepreneur, wherever you go, this will give you the benefit of making the sale. Because you're bringing something new to the table, you're telling your customers or your clients or your people they work with, you're telling them, I'm going to put you in the cutting edge, you're going to be innovative, and at the end of the day, you're going to be saving a lot of time and money, what you used to in things you've done before.
Thank you so much for joining us, Eyal. I learned a lot about entrepreneurship and AI.
Thank you very much. It was really interesting for both of us, I hope. And I hope this is one of many to come. So I'll be happy to join with you for more sessions in AI.
You're listening to Slothcast with Theodore P. Sloth. Honest conversations with innovators building the future. Brought to you by Priority Software.